short, ugly British African David Johnson that Hollywood has been trying to force on us for the past few years is going to be the new Black Panther. I hate this. Will not be watching it. Number one, because I am so tired of British Africans taking black roles in Hollywood. I am tired of it.
I agree with you. He is short and ugly and British, but you off on this one, homie. Pack you up. First of all, Black Panther himself is African, son. Most black people in the UK are like second generation Africans, bro. They've got more in common with Africa than we do. And last time I checked, the original Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, may he rest in peace, is an American black man. As a matter of fact, the whole movie was chock full of black Americans. You have Forrest Whitaker with his horrible African accent, Angela Bassett, and Michael B. Jordan was Killmonger. And the only reason his little ugly ass probably got the role is because Franklin was busy doing something else, who was also British, by the way.
Y'all just be looking for a reason to complain about bullshit.
Pack you up, son. Let the little ugly dude be Black Panther, son. He probably did a good job in the audition, son. So pack you all the way up, son. Shut your bitch ass up.
Cry, baby.
Shut up. Y'all always looking for something to complain about, son.
I actually spoke about this on my other channel, 50 Shades of Grey. We naturally want our superheroes, whether that's black, white, Mexican, Chinese, Pakistani, whatever, we want them looking handsome. If it's men, we want them to be able to represent what the best of us look like. And when it comes to women, we want them to be the most attractive, to represent the beauty of that specific race. Yes, I've stated it in the video I'm talking about, which I've already done. He's not aesthetically pleasing. He's very hunchbacked, and the way he walks with a very timid look. The way he smiles with his face, like, puffed out smile look, as if to say, I'm quite nervous, guys. He doesn't come across as an action hero of somebody that you would think, okay, this person's fierce. He doesn't walk like upright with his chest out, something that would make a person be not just eye-catching, but somewhat of an action hero / sex symbol, because that's what we ideally want. Like, it's the subconscious in people. When you think of Superman, the first thing you're going to think in your mind is tall, muscular, Caucasian, good-looking male. That's what you're going to be thinking in your mind. You're not going to be thinking some short, decrepit, hunchback white dude to play Superman. They would have never done that to Superman. They would have never done it to Batman. The recent Batman in the Batman movie, the recent one, is it the Twilight guy? Even at first, people were thinking, why are you using him? He's like a skinny type, emo-looking type guy, but it's worked out because of the whole bat suit, and you can cover up most of that. Maybe that's why they're using, this guy as the Black Panther, because when he's in that bodysuit, it won't really matter, and it's more about the acting. But nevertheless, from a visual standpoint, the lack of representation in regards to black superheroes in Hollywood, when there's a chance for a black superhero to be on the main stage, like, for example, the iteration of Black Panther, black people want the person to be the best of the best in regards to visuals. As for the whole him being British and whatnot, I've accepted that Hollywood has realized, they've come to terms with the idea that black British actors are more obedient and more welcoming than black Americans. That's no disrespect to black Americans on my part. It's so obvious. Hollywood is run by white and Jewish people. Not a secret. It's their thing. And we're kind of like a guest in the Hollywood scene. Black Americans and the black British. Black people, you're a guest in Hollywood, whether you like it or not, you are. And they've determined that British black actors are clearly more polite, more obedient. You can pay us less. And when we get over there, because we know we can just be easily deported if we get up to no good. We're on our best behavior, so we're trying to leave a good impression. So I'm not trying to say we're pandering and kissing ass, but what I will say is when we're over there, when we're given an order, we're kind of like, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags, 4, sir. Whereas an American, I'm not saying this is all Americans, but because you're from there, you're familiarized with the setting, so you will potentially give a lot more pushback if something doesn't go your way, versus us being over there. We'll probably keep our mouth shut, and I'm just being honest with you. These directors and CEOs and producers have realized we actually can work. It's actually a lot easier to work with the black British because we're perceived as more polite, and we don't have to pay them as much as we pay the American actors because they're just happy. The black British actors are just happy to get these roles and opportunities. So there is a recurring theme. We're not taking every single role, but when we do take a role, the black British actors, it's noticed. You know, it's the same thing with the whole DEI. 90% of television and computer games is still white people, but the second you add that 10% in of a non-white person, you know, you've got these select few white folks screaming DEI, and it's like, didn't you just see the last 10 AAA games that came out? It was all white, and the second, you know, somebody black is being used, you now want to be upset, and then you want to try and make out like, you know, black people are taking over via DEI. No, it's just every time a black person is used, you notice and you micro-examine it. Sorry, not micro-examine it, you magnify it. This guy who's playing in Daniel Johnson, sorry, is it Daniel Johnson or David Johnson? I keep mixing up his name, but he's just not aesthetically pleasing. He's just not. And unfortunately, we don't get to dictate who gets these roles. I know a lot of people are thinking that it's Ryan Coogler who's choosing. Ryan Coogler isn't necessarily choosing. He might have a bit of a say, but overall, when it comes to the auditions and stuff, it's going to be, you know, the people at the top who are going to pick and choose these people. And whether people want to believe this or not, there's a lot of homosexual acts and, you know, people sleeping with each other in Hollywood. You know, these executives and CEOs, they're offering people roles based on sexual favors. That's not as conspiratorial as a lot of people think. Like, it's actually a thing out there that happens, you know. I mentioned the example of Sydney Sweeney. Now, I've got no evidence of this, so I don't want to be sued, so I'm just going to say allegedly. But you can't be a woman like Sydney Sweeney being in all of those promiscuous roles like she's done in that recent series. Is it called Europhobia? Am I saying that right? Europhobia? Whatever it's called. And the way she's taking pictures with her breast always showing, and, you know, very solicited, somewhat tasty woman in from a visual standpoint. You can't tell me all of those CEOs and all of those execs are just like, okay, Sydney, we're going to want you to do this illicit scene now, and then you've got the part. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. We'll see you in the next movie. I can't see it just being as simple as that. It's going to be, hey, Sydney, zoop. You know, and you've just got the new Oscar. And this is what has been going on in Hollywood for years. People have slept their way to the top. Yeah, man or woman, that's what they do. So when you see a certain role and you look at an individual and you say to yourself, how did this person get that? I'm not going to say there's always an ulterior motive, but don't be shocked if it ever comes out that, okay, this person did this to get that, you know? Of all of the, and I mean this in the most heterosexual way as I can possibly make it, of all the handsome black men out there, pause, that could have been used, they use him, yeah? There's clearly got to be a reason why, okay? I'm just going to put it down to, when he went to the auditions, he was the best actor for it. That's all I can put it down to, because why would you make a black character where there's only few and far between when it comes to this Marvel world of like black characters or black superheroes on the television? Anyway, I've been alive for over 3 decades, and few and far between when it comes to Hollywood feature lengths, black superheroes. Why would you then pick a very unappealing looking black man? You know, I'm not no oil painting, but he's not very appealing to look at. He's not a sex symbol. But on the same stage where they announced this Black Panther, they announced, what's it called? Ghost Rider, and they're now using Ryan Gosling. Now, Ryan Gosling is classed as a heartthrob in Hollywood standards. He's been in rom-coms and, you know, all of those white women lord after him and whatnot. They'll use a heartthrob for the white guy, but you're not going to use a heartthrob for the Black Panther, you know? Now, I'm not personally rating these guys. It's just I go off what societal standards are. You use what is perceived as an attractive looking white man, pause, for white folks in the white roles, but then you go and give this David Johnson or Daniel Johnson, whatever he's called, keep forgetting his name, you give him to us. Like, Hollywood just keeps giving people of color the middle finger every time. But I don't know, like and subscribe, let me know what you guys think, all right?